Happy holidays. So, my place of work, the business I work for, they're having a Santa hat decorating contest on the 2nd for a Christmas party. But I decided, what if I went kind of extra for it? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go extra. I'm gonna make a really over-the-top fancy pink Santa hat from scratch, and I'm gonna make it sparkly, and why not? And I'll record it. Why not also? Let's do it. Okay, so here are my materials. Bought a bunch of cheap stuff from Hobby Lobby, and now I'm measuring my crayon. I got around 23 inches, I think. 23 inches all the way around, and I'm also making it that high. But first I'm going to do the fuzzy band around the hat. Maybe I should just leave it like this. It's a little bit tight, so I might have to... I'm not recutting that. Here I am sewing the seam just to close it, and then after that I will fold it in half, and it'll be about ready to sew onto the rest of the hat. It fits nice and snug, and it's actually quite comfortable. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out so far. Let's make sure the rest of it doesn't suck. So, this fabric was the best I could find texture and color-wise. I'm not crazy about it because it looks a little bit like a baby blanket. But here, I'm just making it the width, half of whatever the width of my head is, that being about 12 inches, and I'm going to make it 23 inches tall. And I'm just going to cut it in half, not cut it in half, fold it in half so that both sides are symmetrical. And I'm going to repeat that with the lining. I got some nice pink satin for a lining, because, you know, what's wrong with a satin lining? Did I forget to film all that? I sewed half this damn hat, and I forgot to film it. I know what I'm doing. Sew the two pieces together. Really simple. Just do that. I would be serging these edges, but my serger is broken, and I'm too lazy to fix it. So instead of that, I am doing a lining, and it will look fine. I'm a proponent of serging and using an overlock machine where you can. But if you can't, I guess it's not the end of the world. It just makes things look nicer and a little more professional in my opinion. But watch this video and tell me that I'm being a professional, okay? We don't need a serger here. It's fine. I'm gonna sandwich the two pieces together and put the rim in between and sew them up that way. I'm having good luck today. So my phone kept falling over, so I didn't film the last part of myself sewing this, but I think it turned out pretty nice. I just have a satin lining in here because nobody likes to get their hair messed up. So, and also it just looks nice, you know? So next I'm going to decorate it, and that's going to be the fun part.
So I got some plants and little decorations from Hobby Lobby. Excuse the change in voice, I got sick. And to glue those on, I'm using E6000 and not hot glue because I don't like things falling off randomly during the day. No shade to anyone in particular, but hot glue does not work well with fabrics, and I do not recommend using it if you're going to glue things onto fabric. Don't do it, just get E6000. I know it says it causes cancer, but that's only in California because everything in California gives you cancer. And besides, you only live once, so look good while you're living, okay? Risk a little bit of a carcinogen once in a while, come on. I also have some little plastic crystals that I bought, again, from Hobby Lobby because I'm cheap. They were $3. I can't break the bank for, I don't know, this. So no Swarovskis here, sorry. I would if I could, but I can't. You know, the budget and all that. Now for the puffball on top, I just take the fabric that I used for the trim of the hat, I make a circle, and then I sort of sew a little bag out of it by sewing around the edges by hand, if that makes sense. Just look at what I'm doing, make a little bag out of it, and yeah. And then I fill it with some scrap fabric, because this should have had like some poly stuffing in it, but I didn't have that, so I just used some scrap fabric. It worked well enough. It adds a little bit of weight to it. And I just sew it shut in a nondescript sort of way because I just kind of played it by ear. And then I sew it on top of the hat. And then, you know, after I'm done with that, looks like we're done with the hat. Yeah. And it looks pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Yeah, and it's also pretty comfortable to wear. It didn't take very long to make, maybe a day. Probably would have taken less if I wasn't so lazy. But I like how it turned out. It's nice and pretty. And it won me a little gift bag at, you know, work party. So yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.